Hello, world, and welcome to another episode of Critical Hit, a foul-mouthed podcast where we talk about everything. I'm your host, Red King, and with me always is Crimson and Chrono Warden.
Boom!
Come on, dude. That's a fucking whole week late.
Yeah. Hollow weeb.
Hit him with the jump scare.
Tonight, we're getting back into our top 10. We are at number 7. None of them contain hentai games, we promise. Are you guys ready?
Says who?
Joke's on you.
Oh, boy.
We're ready.
We are Critical
on
Hit.
you.
Oh, my gosh. Top 10 games, number 7 starts now. All right. Before we begin, it's been like a lot of weeks since Chrono did an opener, so it is time.
Do you know how much your immune system really weighs? What are you? Are we mostly bacteria? Or is there more to us than just bacteria? In this segment of Chrono's Wacky World of Science,
Nice.
I will answer that first question.
What?
The immune system weighs about as much as a pineapple.
What? Wait. What?
Yes.
It's not a concept, it's an actual thing.
Because that's exactly where I went. I was like, I always thought it was just like a concept, like a thing. It's like the immune system.
You got some cells all over your body. It's your immune system.
So what
They have a fucking spot. They have a base.
So what is actually your immune system then? Where it's like the central.
So it's not the idea that it's one located thing. This article goes into that, and I'll cover that in a second. But basically, the average adult male around the world weighs roughly 150 pounds or 70 kilograms.
Oh boy, I'm fat.
Oh.
Listen, 150's rookie numbers. We got to pump those numbers up.
Yeah. Do you count America?
Yes. We unfortunately also have to count starving people.
Oh, yeah. That just made me sad.
Yo,
Damn.
fucked up averages.
Oh, we are now taking donations to make ourselves feel not so bad.
But the immune system is a churning mass of around 1.8 trillion cells in our body.
So does that mean there's 1.8 trillion cells in a pineapple?
No.
Okay. Because I didn't know it. I don't know if that quantified like in a similar way. You know what I mean?
No. It's the idea that if you take the weight of that many cells, it comes out to 2.6 pounds, which is about the same as one pineapple or 6 hamsters.
Oh, that's really weird.
I'll take the 6 hamsters.
That's a really weird.
You ever watch Hamtaro? That shit was. When I was little, that shit was my shit.
So this is Ron Sender, a biologist at the Weizmann Institute of Science in Israel. Him and his colleagues decided to go around and actually review how many immune cells there are in the body. Like, there's never been a solid number. Because there's this whole thing about what are we as a person, right? The ecology of the human body. And what we interact with, because there's that current scientific convention says is that we're mostly bacteria. These guys are learning that that may not be true. There's also generally the belief that most of our immune system is in our digestive tract. So it's in our gut, because there is evidence between if you have a healthy stomach, the rest of your body is usually pretty healthy. However, these guys have been finding that the lymph nodes also seem to have an important role.
Okay.
I remember being sick as a child and my lymph nodes bulging out the sides of my neck.
Yeah.
that was disturbing. It was like some freaking looking like a toad.
Like,
Ribbit.
But that's kind of because I have heard a lot of the like goings on about like gut health and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's interesting new discoveries.
That motherfucking Dannon Activia bullshit.
I drink one of those shakes every morning.
Huh.
They're fucking great.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of, because I've been effort around with my intermittent fasting, and sometimes even not intaking anything at all is the answer.
Well, because that's the thing, right? There is literal scientific evidence between healthy gut, healthy body, because that is the engine of our body, basically.
Well, there's also a link between healthy gut, healthy nut.
What the fuck?
But anyway, moving on from the horny bastard in the corner here.
Sorry.
So basically, one of the things among immunologists is trying to figure out which organ actually has the largest reservoir of immune cells in the body, and whether it's the stomach, the lymph nodes. So they're trying to work on this, and they revised the estimates for how many bacterial cells reside inside the human body, finding we're not outnumbered 10-1 as previously thought. They've also calculated how often our body cells replenish themselves. Cells lining our stomach and gut are replaced every few days. Blood cells turn over every few months, while other cells, like neurons, last a lifetime roughly.
Okay, that's kind of cool though. So I could like have a healthy brand new stomach theoretically every once in a while.
Yeah, but your fucked up brain is stuck forever.
Yeah, and I'm currently drinking Oktoberfest
In November.
Yeah, there's that.
But so this is a brief aside to this particular article. I was reading some months ago at this point. They're actually finding that people that have suffered nerve damage when they were very young and that are still alive, it's been like 50, 60 years since they had their accident or whatever gave them the nerve damage.
They like start renewing,
The
right?
nerves had actually started to repair themselves.
Whoa.
So there's this idea of the human body is capable of incredible feats of healing. Because that was the convention, right? Nerves don't repair themselves. It just seems to take a very, very, very long time. So the thing is like, we're all in our 30s. So if it happens to us, by the time they're getting repaired, we'd be fucking 90. What's the fucking point?
Yeah.
But the idea is that if we can see this actually happen and you study gene therapy and things like that, you may be able to accelerate the process.
Because isn't that like all the experimental stem cell crap that they're doing too when it comes to like
this was just people
healing
that
athletes?
had just regrown. Like
okay.
someone suffered a spinal cord injury and like they were 7 and now they're like 57, 67 and they're actually getting like limited, very limited mobility in the joints they can't use anymore.
So if they can make that faster, that would be
Right.
That'd be amazing.
Or make you able to survive while it does its thing, while it cooks.
Yeah. But that's
Cryo freeze you.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Because like if they don't, I guess it would have to like half freeze you. Would be weird.
Like you will walk again, but it's going to take 100 years.
What? Like
A doctor who says 100.
100. I'm like, don't freeze me.
You couldn't use cryogenics for that because then the whole process stops.
Yeah, you're right. Fuck.
Wouldn't it be kind of crazy though if they did find a way to like manage to like kind of, for lack of a better term, stop the process of you like aging and decaying while that was going on, and then you woke up in like some cyberpunk land.
Well,
like everybody you know is gone, which is depressing, but it's also really cool.
Everyone's got fucking robot arms
Yeah.
and shit.
Because I'm telling you, first thing I would do, batoning robo dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, batoning robo dick. It's like it's adjustable for her flesh.
Oh my gosh.
See, I'm like, I would be out here getting my fucking kick-ass mantis blade arms that are just ceramic, so you never know I'm armed. And then just wham! Praying mantis arms. He's out here like, dick.
Everyone's got all these fucking fancy augments they would do. I would just get a spine that if I jumped and I landed, it doesn't do that compressy thing.
You might want to try eyes first.
And you also might want to get
that.
You might want to also get all of your joints too, because the spine might not do the compressing thing, but your legs
dude,
will still.
You want to know what hurts so bad is being on like a scissor lift and then have it.
It
like,
just goes.
No, like when you move it up and then it stops, it just the whole basket shakes.
Yeah.
Your spine.
It's all in your spine.
It's like only my back. That's all I would do is only my back. I'd be like, can I walk down the stairs quickly? And you know, like when you walk down the stairs, you do that little bounce down the stairs.
Yeah.
If that doesn't fuck me up, that's all I need.
Good Lord, man. Talk about low aspiration.
Yeah, I'm easy to please.
But to get back to this, so that figure, as I said, is for on average the average adult male. Females and children, they have to look into it more, and obviously the larger you are as a person, the more immune cells you're going to have because your body has more mass to work with.
Right.
I'm guessing mango.
Mango?
Mango for women. It's gonna be roughly the weight of a mango. But like a hefty mango.
Nope. Women are more prone to autoimmune diseases, which would raise their number.
Holy dang. Okay, that's actually impressive. That's really impressive.
And children get sick more, so they would also
Children
typically
get
have
sick
more.
all
So we're talking like what's heavier than a pineapple, but not by a crazy extent. Like some type.
Watermelon.
Yeah, but like maybe a smaller melon, like a honeydew.
Honeydew isn't as heavy as pineapple.
Is that? Honeydews seem dense, don't they?
A pineapple is more dense than a honeydew. Mostly water, bro.
Oh yeah, that's right. that is pretty heavy. So yeah, watermelon. We'll go with watermelon because I'm also thinking about like the actual size of the fruit, and a watermelon's pretty fucking big. It's like, where you gonna fit all that immune system?
We know where you're thinking it's fitting. You're like, let me explore your immune system. What? Anyway, we'll draw this wacky segment to a close for this time.
Yeah, because he's going off the rails trying to figure out fruits and where he can stick them into a body.
He's got a seed somewhere.
I was trying to hold that back. I didn't mean to breathe from between my legs.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah. That went in an interesting direction.
I mean, if we're talking about fruits and where to stick them, seed has to come up.
Yeesh.
Seed has to come.
Oh my gosh.
Get me out of here. Why am I stuck in this?
It's just your brain, bro. It's you. This is you.
That's your degenerative neurons. Just they're like hub.
Yeah.
Nut.
You.
3 hubs and a nut. And
Wait
then
a
there's
minute.
seed everywhere.
Hold on though, because
Oh my gosh.
because you can get the hub on your mobile phone. It's portable now.
Oh my gosh, like the PlayStation Portable commercials.
Yeah, you remember
Why
that?
you gotta ruin that for me?
Because that's kind of a perfect segue.
PlayStation Portable.
Yeesh. Wow.
It was for me. Anyways.
You fucking degenerate.
Absolute degenerate. Number 7. This is number 7 out of our top 10 games. By the time we're done, it's going to be like a really awesome curated 30 pack of amazing titles.
Yes.
That you could all check out at your own discretion, starting with mine, of course.
What?
First is worse, remember.
Hey, I'm going second.
So, just as a quick recap, our 10 through 8 for the 3 of us: Red King, Saints Row 3, Half-Life 2 with the caveat of still trying to insert the entirety of the Source engine into a slot, which we still call bullshit on. Number 8, SSX 3.
Okay.
Crimson, Crash Bandicoot Trilogy. Number 9 was Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy, specifically because fuck 2 and 3 for being edgelordy.
Yep.
And number 8, Devil May Cry 5.
Oh.
Myself, Chrono Warden, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic at number 10, Fire Emblem Awakening at number 9, and number 8 is Jade Empire.
Those are some hard-hitting titles.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and throw my hat in the ring because I'm gonna add to the 3s here because I've been thinking I've been thinking extensively about this. I'm going to stay away from the innuendos.
Sure.
I've been thinking extensively about this. And my number 7 is going to be Tekken 3.
Okay.
Yeah. So here's the thing.
Let's see if you can avoid the thirst trap.
Those polygons were they were tough to thirst.
Listen, people were thirsting after NES Samus.
Yeah, they were thirsty after Lara Croft, original Lara Croft. There was just edges everywhere.
There were just edges everywhere.
Speaking of the real edge lady,
Yeah, actually.
I might lose an eye, but I'm going in, bro.
Wild.
And you know the new HD remasters, you know why everybody is excited for those. Round those suckers out. Anyways. Why am I doing this?
I'm showing up with the sandpaper. Yeesh.
the
Rawhide.
polygonal sandpaper.
Yeesh.
Okay. Anyways, here we go. So Tekken 3, the reason why I'm picking it is because you remember the first Tekken that we ever played, Red King, was Tekken 2.
Yep.
And it was a demo. And the one thing that I will remember about Tekken always was how janky it started as, because it was a cool game, like 3D fighter, that was brand new for the time, but it's like, I also remember being able to do like the super jump. Do you remember how high you could jump in Tekken 2?
That game had a ridiculous jumping mechanic.
Yeah, and it was like part of the meta that it was just like you could just sky high punch somebody into the air.
And it was kind of funny, right? Because the X button gave you a falling kick.
Mm-hmm.
But that circle button, everybody had every character, because it was like an early 3D fighter. It wasn't like Virtua Fighter kind of had the same issue early on.
When did Tekken 3 come out?
That's actually a good question. It was late 90s.
So after Soul Calibur.
Yeah. It was close. It was close to the next generation of consoles. I do remember that.
Yeah, and like everybody's fighting style became different in 3, because in 2 everybody had that same sky high, you jump and press circle at the same time, and you just hit them with like a flying upward punt.
The air juggle was strong in Tekken 2.
No, it was just one hit.
It was one devastating kick.
You'd throw a ground combo, and then they would encourage you to jump and then hit the triangle button to do a downward punch.
Yep.
Like a jump, and then you hit them and like take a knee and bonk them.
Yeah. Yep.
Everybody had the same moves in that game.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah, it really was. It was the infancy of a lot of now like taken for granted 3D fighting mechanics.
Because like motherfuckers could just draw it back in the day. Like, so a character that had different art, like they had different fighting styles, they did different things. Tekken, no. They all had the same stance.
Yep.
And they all did kicks, and they all did that ground punch.
Yep. So then you got the Tekken 3, and that was really because it was the first time in series history, in any type of fighting game series history, that you were able to get rid of essentially the entire original cast and replace them with a lot of new characters, and it actually worked. So that was one of the biggest things about it, is that because you started with Kazuya Mishima, and what I found out apparently is pronounced Jun Kazama. Didn't know that. That was the main guys. You had
Lei Wulong.
Yeah, Lei Wulong. You had Yoshimitsu. You had Jack.
Those were the only characters and the Jack. And
Jack. Yeah, because
those were the only characters that came back.
Yeah, exactly. You had Nina and Anna Williams as an unlockable, but that wasn't even that was only in the PlayStation 1 version. In the arcade version, you didn't have a lot of those bonus characters.
Right.
So, but they ended up replacing their main character with a new main character that was the son of that main character. So it kind of worked.
Boruto.
Yeah, it was literally Boruto before Boruto was Boruto.
I did it better.
Well, yes, Boruto is Boruto.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
You want to know what fucks me up about that series as a quick aside? Naruto was a ninja anime. Boruto was about aliens.
Yeah.
How the fuck do you go from what like then they're trying to say that everything was actually aliens. Like
Yeah, which is
the
stupid.
fucking Nine Tails was actually a moon being.
Yeah, get out of here with that.
Yeah.
I will say though that
Fuck off.
Boruto art style kind of slaps though in the manga. I don't like how all of them are weirdly young, but also doing the weird like model look. But it's like the art style itself.
Boruto be like looking all mean and shit.
Yeah, yeah. They
He's like
literally-
all Sasuke emo.
dude. Yeah, and they all be looking like
Like
freaking
100%.
they're doing their best headshot. It's just like it's very
And we're voguing. And we're voguing.
yeah.
It's a Vogue dance battle against aliens. That's it. That's Boruto.
Yeah. But Tekken 3 also was when it really like the series really started like coming into its own, because pretty much Tekken 3 has been the base for every Tekken thereafter.
Mhm.
You don't get, which I think somebody should get the sky high kick just as a cameo type of thing.
That'd be awesome.
But
If Jun comes back in Tekken 8,
and just like whoosh.
hit him with that sky high kick.
So does Yoshimitsu still have all his crazy sword moves?
Yeah, yep. He just looks insane these days, like because he used to look like just like a cyber ninja kind of, and then now he just looks like some weird like alien thing. He's got like tentacle dreads and all.
Well, yeah.
Like it got very very weird near the end. I actually like Soul Calibur Yoshimitsu way better than Tekken Yoshimitsu. That the newer looks are just weird.
I mean, Soul Calibur Yoshimitsu has some weird fucking looks too. So
yeah, but it's a lot more akin to like leaning into like Demon Ninja.
fair enough.
You know what I mean? They keep leaning into like Alien Ninja with Tekken.
Well, he's
Sci-fi.
an alien cyber ninja.
Well, yeah, but
He's Boruto. Before Boruto. Hey.
whoa, wait a second.
Fucking Bandai Namco, you might want to go after Boruto's creator there.
Yeah,
Yeah, like Lars Alexanderson, basically Boruto.
bruh, with his weird thing that be happening.
Oh, baby.
Yo, wait,
Like,
this,
I need to pull up a picture now. What the fuck?
this is getting pretty. This is getting pretty heavy.
This is like spicy revelation.
That's the name of our band, Spicy Revelation.
I play the electric triangle.
Tell me that this.
How are you hitting it with the? I play the electric.
Tell me this motherfucker isn't like.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
He's like 4K
He
Boruto.
looks like Siegfried and Boruto. So Siegfried from Soul Calibur and Boruto had a child.
Man,
And Boruto be acting like if Sasuke and Naruto had a child.
which is very weird.
I mean, they basically were gay bros. Like,
A lot of bro on bro reproduction going on here. Didn't think it was possible.
well, aliens.
Whole
Oh no!
sexy jutsu, bro.
Oh no!
Oh, yeah. That's
It's a
true,
fully
too.
functional sexy jutsu because he's actually an alien.
Dude,
Headcanon.
Oh,
Headcanon.
no.
headcanon.
Like,
Next
how-
episode is gonna be.
I gotta go on a mission, Hinata. I'll be back in like 9 months. Don't worry about it.
Weird.
Sakura, don't come looking for me. I'll be back when I return. Okay.
So, oh Lord. So the thing is that a lot of the mechanics started to get massaged out. They were a lot more. Everything was a lot more. Why are you doing this to me? Why I see that smarmy ass.
He's looking at all the character art for Tekken 8. He's like massaging out.
No, bruh.
You're out here like that one Chun-Li player with the mods.
Oh, good.
Whew. Whew.
Yikes.
Anyway, continue. I got where you're going.
Yeah. Mechanically, it started becoming what Tekken is. And I think that, it's kind of inarguable that Tekken is it's a power player in the fighting game sphere. You know what I mean? It's probably I would argue it's part of like the big three of fighting games. You know what I mean? I would say Tekken, Mortal Kombat, and Street Fighter. I would consider the big three of fighting games right now. Everything else is just kind of like, they're popular in their own circles, but if you know a fighting game, it's probably going to be one of those three. And, you know, when you look at like a lot of the characters started having a lot more of like a signature look, like even now as they've kind of evolved, they started kind of going back to their more Tekken 3 styles, except for Tekken 8, I will be honest. They did something with the costumes in Tekken 8. Like, everybody looks like a fan-made character.
So the second Tekken movie.
Yeah, exactly.
That
Oh my goodness.
wild.
It's like they lean into some crazy costume designs. Like, you remember Paul Phoenix, his you know, signature look of his high top, his real high top.
Yes, his mile high top.
Then they turned it to that weird swoopy hair.
They fucked him up.
Yeah, he looks like
They fucked my boy up.
Comes out in 2 months. January 26th. Tekken 8.
I'll be back. So it's like when you look at a game that has come as far as it did, it's, you know, it added crazy fighting styles that you never really saw with like Eddie Gordo. You know what I mean? It's like you have somebody who's I'm not gonna butcher the name.
Capoeira.
There you go. And, you know, which is like dance fighting. I had never seen that before in my life.
Really?
But like prior to Tekken 3, I didn't even know that existed.
Oh.
You know, so I'm like, which is cool because obviously I got introduced to something new.
Well, I thought you were saying they were bringing that in Tekken 8. No, that's cool. They had it.
Yeah. It was way back then. They introduced him way back then, which is crazy. And since then they've kept it going.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say they probably have the most diverse, like fighting style pool of any fighting game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're getting a lot of times Street Fighter is like just getting there. You know what I mean? So it's like, it was really cool to see how much it evolved. The character models at the time, like the graphics were crazy, you know, like, cause it was a PlayStation 1 and it started getting to that point where it's like, whoa, fully rendered background. Holy crap. They don't just look like, you know, blocks. Essentially.
They did push a lot of polygons in that game.
Yeah. Which was crazy. And it's like, you know, the music was insane because I know, like, to a certain extent, since I'd probably say Tekken 5 was the last one with a soundtrack that really, really slapped. The rest of them have just been really overdone techno. Yeah, which I don't really know how to feel about that. But it's like
Drum and bass.
Yeah. Like it was weird. But it's like you had like Jin Kazama was literally just like rock theme.
It was drum and bass though, which was kind of interesting.
It was, but I think it was drum and bass before Harada was just like more drum and bass. Put laser noises.
But more.
Yeah. More laser noises, please. But pew! I like that sound, but in there. Like, I need you to stop coming in here and pressing buttons.
Sir, I'm going to need you to leave. This is the master control room. What happens if I push this and a fighter just dies?
Yeah.
Wait, I can win the tournament from here. Guys, we have a problem.
Guys, the main guy died. I don't know what to do.
So, like, one thing that I actually found was really interesting about that game was I think that was the first fighting game that they included the arranged soundtrack, which was for the PlayStation. And then they also included the arcade soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
And I was playing that game for hours.
Yeah. Yep.
Like,
We sunk a lot of time.
probably like hundreds of hours into that game. Switch soundtrack was like, okay, now we're gonna play it for more hundreds of hours.
But yeah, because it was weird. The music made it just feel new. It was like, I already love this game. Change the music, and it was like drastically different tracks. It wasn't just like a situation where it's like, oh, it sounds the same. It's like, no, this is completely new. So it's like, all right, fine, 50 more hours. You've earned it. But it's like,
3 weeks later.
But you also get the
Go
signature.
touch grass.
Yep.
I don't touch grass, okay? Then you go outside, you're just hovering.
I have evolved beyond grass
Like, I will never touch grass again. You're just
because
like,
I'm allergic to it.
you're just like 72 pounds more overweight than it was, because I found out today that I'm drastically overweight.
Oh, damn.
um, but it's like, then you've got the kind of signature dramatic story of Tekken, like wicked over dramatic. It's like one of those weird, like those Korean dramas you'd be seeing on like
Okay,
Netflix
but this
and
is the
stuff.
same company that does Soul Calibur. Over dramatic stories is their bread and butter.
That's their thing. Yeah. So it's like you get the big betrayal of Heihachi Mishima to Jin because he had left after Ogre killed Jun, and he went and basically trained and lived under Heihachi. As he grew up, Heihachi saw that this devil gene power that was happening with that essentially Kazuya sold his soul to the devil. Kazuya's gene's dead, therefore Gene ended up with devil powers. So he saw that it started happening, and after Gene went and fought the ogre and killed him, Heihachi was like, nah, I'm just gonna shoot him. and like his whole Tekken Force, which was stupid because he had a Tekken Force, which was stupid.
Jin, use the Tekken Force and run to Dagobah. Run to Dagobah.
But he had showed up and they all gunned him down. And then the last bullet that supposedly killed him was Heihachi, and he just shot him in the face. But then like he like revived with his devil gene powers, and then like yoked him up into the sky and slammed him down.
He launched him from like the Aztec ruins down into the surrounding forests.
Yeah.
And Heihachi is like the all-time greatest because he is
This man
all
survived.
intents and purposes regular.
Yeah.
Out of all these superpowered, the ninjas, the picked by fate, the robotics, the fighting animals, the people who are incredibly fast and swift and strong and talented, he's just a dude.
He's just an old dude.
He's a
Yeah.
dude in his 70s at that time.
Yep. Yeah.
Close to 90 by Tekken 8.
then you find out that motherfucker was a good guy the whole time. Well, he died in Tekken 7.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Oops. Drop that fucking ball.
Yeah.
It's a video game episode. There's always spoilers.
Yeah. Also, the story of Tekken really, like, it's there.
It was cool. It was cool at the very end that to basically play it that he was the good guy.
Yeah. Which is like, because
So-
he did all this effed up crap to his family, but like, turns out everybody in his family, including his wife, was evil.
Yo, his wife sicked Akuma from Street Fighter on him.
Dude, canon, bro. That's in the story. To the point where, like,
He said, Kazumi sent me to kill you.
he's like,
You're not even from here. Raging
Dude.
Demon.
dude, and it happened in the flashback, right? And then after Kazuya ended up killing Heihachi, Akuma showed up and was like, hey, Kazuya, I'm gonna fight you in your full devil mode.
Yeah, he does that stupid Goku thing.
Yeah. And he
Akuma's fucking stupid with that.
he's OP. And the thing is, he's OP to the point you don't even understand how OP he is, because he'll fight, lose the fight, and stand back up and be like, good job, and walk away. It's like, what?
You chose to get punched in the face 20 times? Insane.
Yeah.
I'm just so strong.
But
So is Tekken 8 a sequel to Tekken 7, or are they rebooting
It is
like
a
they did
dir-
Soul Calibur?
it's a direct sequel.
Okay.
And I have reason to believe that after Tekken 8, they're probably going to either do a whole reboot, or they're
New
just
cast
going
of
to.
characters.
Yeah. I think it's another seed change, so to speak, and which is gonna be cool. I think that'll be a good idea, because I do think that the Mishima / Kazama story is done. You know what I mean? It after like Kazuya's got to die pretty much. That's gonna have to be the story, and then after that happens, there's not much left.
Mhm.
No, it would be a romp with Asuka and Lily.
I did want to pick Tekken 5 because that's when they introduced the that was my weird blonde Hime haircut thing.
So that's the funny part, right? Because we were just talking about the big three of fighting games. 10, 15 years ago, I would have put Dead or Alive above Mortal Kombat, but Dead or Alive is basically dead.
So that's the thing. That was kind of interesting because when Mortal Kombat moved to like PlayStation 2 era, it really fell off hard.
Yeah.
Like 3D did not do Mortal Kombat well for a very long time. And then
all of a sudden it's just like NetherRealm Studios, the most quick to respond to fan feedback. If there's something wrong with the game and the fans are like, "Oh my gosh, this combo is like ridiculous and it's just way too, it's borderline broken." They're like, "Okay, we'll fix it right away."
Like there's a patch 3 hours later.
Right,
like,
and that's the thing. So like, ever since really Mortal Kombat X,
yep,
the series really took back off.
Yeah, which is crazy because there was for a long time when Mortal Kombat was dethroned, there was like a blank spot and there was some shifting, and I do think that Dead or Alive was there for a while.
Yeah, Dead or Alive, Soul Calibur.
Yep. I would say that like it was kind of crazy. It was cool because it was like the Wild West for a while.
Have they ever done a Virtua Fighter 6?
No, they've been doing Virtua Fighter 5 and revisions of Virtua Fighter 5.
Yep.
Like
so
I think
that Street Fighter 2 treatment.
It really do. But I really hope they do a new Virtua Fighter. But I don't know what Sega's up to these days.
Sonic.
Yeah, that's
Sonic
pretty
is
much
still killing it though.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing is like they diverted all power from everything else to just gas in Sonic.
Well, Sega is still publishing stuff
and like crossovers.
Yeah, crossovers are big now.
The Crocs were fucking fire.
Crocs over.
Crocs verse.
But yeah, I guess to sum it up, because I love fighting games, so I could gush about fighting games all day. But Tekken 3, I think, as far as establishing the series as we know it, is fundamental. And if it wasn't for that, understanding of your audience, because that's really what it was. Like, to understand that your audience would have been okay with such a big change of like removing major characters and replacing them.
Changing the entire fighting system.
Yeah, the whole system changing, you know what I mean? To what was no longer just a mock-up, so to speak, of Virtua Fighter and things like that, and really kind of making the identity of the game that it is and the series that it is.
It's when the series came into its own.
Yeah, and I think that's why it kind of stuck with me so long. And if they did decide to just remake that,
oh, that'd be wild.
I'd be good. I'm okay with that. So that's my pick. That's my number 7 is Tekken 3.
Okay.
I'm next. I'm gonna step in. Here we go.
Okay.
Unreal Tournament 2004.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, so like I've been trying to like figure out what exactly I want from this fucking list, right? And I've been going through a lot. And it's, for me, I think the games that make it, the games that I even consider talking about on this show are ones that I have sunk a lot of time into and the ones that have grabbed me in a real formative type of freaking way.
Right.
So Halo was like my first online game that I was like actually playing.
Excuse me.
But Unreal Tournament 2004 was the first online game that I figured out that there was a meta to exploit and that you could actually be fucking good at it.
Yeah. Yep.
Because just assing around on these games is possible, and you can, I guess you can enjoy it doing that.
Well, I mean, you could just be a Redeemer user.
You had to get to the Redeemer.
Yeah, that is true.
So arena style multiplayer shooters, I think those are kind of the games that are going to make the list for me if I'm going to add a shooter to the list, because that's kind of like, it's kind of like bunting, to just to say, oh, here's a shooter. Oh, it's really fun to run around and plap, 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 plap people, right? This game was fucking ridiculous.
Well, it's kind of interesting too, because like there's not a lot of that style of game around anymore, right?
Yep.
No, there really isn't. And like, it's kind of cool because it was just chaos. Like, it was chaos, but like you could sort of manage it. But it was like high jumps, speed, no ADS. You weren't ADSing on nothing. You know what I mean?
All from the hip.
Yeah, yeah. And oh my gosh, the weapons.
Yeah, there were some insane ass weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were some weapons that were hit scan.
Mm-hmm.
There were some weapons that were not.
Yeah.
The sniper rifle was hit scan as fuck. Wherever you clicked, wherever that cursor was, is where you're touching.
Which I'm gonna be honest, I feel like that's fun sniping. I'm sorry, but like I get it. Like realism's great, and it might be harder to be a better sniper. I'm not looking to do that. I'm playing a video game, dog. I want to point and shoot. That's what I want to do. I want to sit here. Oh, the wind is going to the south. Like, shut up.
And you sit there, and the dude's like jumping.
Yeah.
No. Like, you gotta make that adjustment for video games, because if you're a real sniper, right, the guy can't really change locations that quickly.
Yeah. Yep.
Even if he broke into a full sprint, you could lead him like easy.
Yeah.
In a video game, it ain't that way. In an Unreal Tournament, it's not that way. So it had to be hit scan.
Yeah.
There's no other way, dude.
Yep.
The game kind of had like, there is a thinly veiled plot in the background. It was based off of the original Unreal, that humanity made their way into space and then immediately found violent lizard people in the Scar Empire.
Mm-hmm.
Scar, it's SKAARJ. Really fucking
Scarge. Yeah.
And
They're out here with that critical K though.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay. Wait a minute. They maybe had more influence than we thought.
In order to fund the war humanity mined in space, and between the booming population of humans, the war and how expensive it was, and the crappy mining conditions, after the war with the Scar Empire, the human race started to kind of fall in on itself, and there was a lot of rebellion and upheaval. And then they decided, in true Purge fashion, that you will be allowed to fight to the death if you wanna. And we're gonna watch that shit on TV. And that's what it was. And that's it. Like, 2002 was same fucking game.
Yeah.
2004 added vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a game changer, because Assault was fucking psychotic.
I forgot about that mode. Oh, that was good. Okay.
Yep. You almost don't. It's almost like one of those memories where you kind of think that it was all the same.
Mm-hmm.
But 2004 was huge with the addition of vehicles.
Yeah.
And because it came out right around the same time as Halo, it kind of bit a couple of their vehicles, like with they had a Banshee equivalent.
Yeah, Warthog.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Which
Granted, a Jeep with a turret is not exactly an original idea to Halo. So.
Right.
True, but at least they were the actual military.
The development of that game was interesting, because 3/3 of its stupid with fucking fractions. 2/3. I said 3/3 like a moron.
Like
3/3, the whole damn thing.
all of it.
That's So it's funny that we're talking about this because I just remembered another game from that era.
Huh.
Mercenaries, Playground of Destruction.
Yeah.
Man.
Ooh, new one of them's. That's a
So
game
I
that
actually
needs to happen.
bought it on my Xbox and I still mess around with it. It still plays pretty well.
Yeah, that game needs to happen. They need it, but they wouldn't mess it up because
I'm trying to remember it had like the funniest freaking, they had like commercials that actually had like a little theme song.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh no, you didn't.
yep. And the only problem is they would take it now, and then their characters would probably all have different colored hair, and it would be
Stupid.
yep. You know what I mean. You know that flavor.
Like the new Saints Row.
Yeah.
It's kind of like lame.
Yep.
And like Watch Dogs 2, when everybody was just whining about how high credit card debt was. I'm like, you became a hacker because you got into credit card debt? Like, stupid. Anywho.
I wish I had that type of response to my crippling debt.
just become a hacksaw.
Yeah.
I'm going to become a elite hacksaw. I hacked the traffic lights.
Yeah, but your crippling debt is because of the hub.
So you just like hack into like Riley Reid's DMs.
So I do.
Oh, she's yelling at you in the one song.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Run it back.
I do like cornbread, anyways. Go on.
2/3 of the development team for Unreal Tournament were modders.
Mhm.
So they were just getting people from the mod community, and they were just giving them jobs.
That's like Bethesda.
Yep, they were.
Well, id Software.
Oh yeah. 'Cause
Actually,
Actually,
it's also the same team that did Quake.
true. Good point. Didn't even really think about that.
And then ZeniMax Softworks owns id Software, which means it's also owned by Microsoft.
Which, just so you know,
Quake 3 is actually on Game Pass.
if there's ever a chance of Unreal coming back, though, just so you know, get ready to get an Xbox.
Yeah.
Or just playing on the PC.
It would be on PC Game Pass, so
That-
yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's it. Microsoft, though. Give
The-
Microsoft money. Why does it sound like I'm a Microsoft shill?
Hey, if they give us a sponsorship, I'm here for it.
yeah, actually.
Just wear green shirts for the rest of my
Dude,
life.
I'll show up with the Xbox logo all over everything.
That Xbox. Woo.
Yeah.
So, no, here's the thing, right? You remember the PS2 startup noise?
Yes.
The Xbox Series X startup noise has about the same volume. Like, have you ever had your TV on and then you turn your Xbox Series X on and it just hits you?
Yeah. Like, I'm sorry, everybody in my neighborhood.
So like the thing that was actually one of the first games, Unreal Tournament 2004 was the first one that I actually really got into modding.
Mhm.
Yep.
And that had one of the hugest freaking mod communities.
Yeah.
Cause they just didn't care. And they didn't bar you from using custom skins, custom models, custom sounds, anything was free. It was free for you to just throw it all together and run it online.
Yep. Maps
And-
got pervy.
Maps did get pretty bad.
Because the thing is, because it was the Wild West of online too, where it was like you got on there, right? You had a list of servers. You picked server, you joined game. And unless they put in that server that something was going to be off, you don't know what you're jumping
That's
into.
true.
Yeah, you just same thing with like fucking Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
Shit, like Counter-Strike.
Warcraft 3 had it too.
Oh my gosh.
It's like, bloom, whoa, titties everywhere.
Yep, and it was ridiculous. And I remember one of the skins that I used was Bender from Futurama. And it was crazy because you could find there were a lot of people doing the same thing.
Mhm.
So like some people would have like really good Bender from Futurama. Other people's had really shitty Bender from
Oh,
Futurama.
dude, yeah, because I remember revisions of skins that we had to get. Man, it was because like skins and models where you would get one and they'd be like, "Oh, this is kind of cool," and then like as you're surfing the internet, you like find the better version, and it's like, oh, I need it.
Fuck.
I don't know why I could never get it to work right now. I'd be
Dad,
like,
I need the computer to mod. What the fuck is that? Are you looking at porn?
like inadvertently, yes, actually.
No, Dad, I'm not in your folder. Relax.
Like it's actually an Unreal Tournament 2004 map. I'm like, what is that? Is that weird street porn? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Back in my day, we didn't have the computer. We had to go steal it from the neighbor.
Oh, I completely forgot. I was gonna do a back in my day joke. Back in my day, Epic Games, they only made Unreal. Or no, damn, that was stupid. I'm gonna do that again. Back in my day, Unreal was a video game. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Fuck. I have so much shit that I.
It is funny though, because like you specifically mentioned Bender and talking about skins and shit. Fortnite is kind of like that though.
Dude, it really, I was going to say
Except
that.
they charge you so much money for it.
Yeah.
Epic,
Yeah.
what have you done?
Yeah, they really
Listen, why do you think Epic can afford to give you so many good games?
I mean, that's true.
For free.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah, Fortnite is essentially funding their whole like development catalog now.
Epic fully knows that they have said this. I think their store isn't going to be profitable until 2027.
Yeah, they did say that. That's correct. Which, I mean, here's the thing. Good on them, because you are getting a lot of really good stuff for free.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're charging everything on Fortnite. And they're like, hey, that 12-year-old is probably going to get their parents to buy this.
Well, so that's the thing, right? At least I will say that about Epic. They put that Fortnite money to good use, and Fortnite is a game that keeps adapting.
Yeah.
Yeah, they keep adding new shit.
I'm going to keep it a bug. I wasn't a Fortnite guy. I'm into Fortnite now. Fortnite's not bad.
Yeah, it's got me now. Now that they don't fucking have building. I know that it's been 2 years since they
Something like that.
did zero build, but
here's the
damn
thing,
it, what
right?
a great thing.
You can actually
Yeah.
go into creative mode, and there are people that have done like some of the Unreal maps and shit. And you can just do shooting. Old school Unreal, because they'll like modify player speed, so it's a lot like that. So you're jumping higher, you're just running.
Bye, guys. Episode over.
Gonna go play some Unreal Tournament Fortnite edition.
Unreal Fortnite
Listen,
2004.
if they start doing some callbacks, I'm just so
Ooh, Unreal Fortnite 2024.
Do you
That'd
remember
be wild.
Unreal Tournament 3?
Yeah.
So do you remember how weird that was?
Because they tried to take the Unreal Tournament universe up to that point and then try to make it like realistic,
Dumb.
because they got like humanity got back into another war, right? So all the guys who
Sounds
were
appropriate.
That's awesome.
it was what was the name? It was like the
I know what you're talking about. I
but
forgot.
they basically looked like the locust from
Locust from Gears of War.
Yep.
Yeah, everybody looked like they were in that fucking game.
So all of the top players from the Unreal Tournament, the Liari Galactic Tournament, they got conscripted to join the military. And the respawning technology that they were using for the tournament, they were using it, and they would like activate a respawn field, and they would, if their men got shot down, they would come back.
Which actually that's not that bad. Like as like an advancement kind of thing. They could have used that cool.
That's kind of fucked up though. Like,
I mean,
so does the
get-
respawn technology actually deconstruct your previous body, or is you just come back with a new body?
It just you just reform, and then you could walk by your dead body.
So imagine the psychological horror of seeing your dead self, knowing that you have that memory, and that can create a chain reaction.
Like you have that one moment where it's like, phew. That's like, what?
My forehead. My forehead.
Right. Like, so we've all had dreams where we've died in them, right?
Yep.
You wake up immediately.
Yeah.
It would be like that, but now you can actually see you're dead.
It's like Rick and Morty.
Yeah, that's a psychological hellscape right there.
It is. I'm just saying they could have used it in a cool way, but I don't remember them. But I never got through.
Here was a total miss in that one. Is that so? They in the single player campaign, it was the game modes, and they would try to make it real. So deathmatch was, you're respawning and you're trying to drain the energy from the opponent's respawn field,
Mhm.
Oh my gosh!
which
yeah.
is your goal score.
Mhm.
So that's how they tried to make the goal score into a real world element in their lore, right?
Mhm.
Lazy.
Then they did capture the flag.
Which is what? Capture the respawn beacon?
They were called field lattice generators,
Oh, dude.
and they abbreviated it into
FLG.
flag. So
I forgot about that.
yeah, they were trying to like take the game modes, the classic game modes, and then turn it into something that it would actually exist in a real world lore.
Yeah, that was garbage.
So that was the cringy part about it. They changed a lot of like how you would move through you were a lot slower and you were less floaty. And like people complained that the float jump and like all the, like it was kind of, they said that, it wasn't good. And then like the side dodging where you could do like a midair cartwheel.
Mm-hmm.
Like they complained about that, and apparently that was something that they felt they needed to get rid of in Unreal Tournament 3. And I'm like, no,
they neutered that.
They cut the balls right off of that game.
So that's the problem, right? Half the fun of Unreal Tournament is running around at insane speeds, shooting everything.
Yeah.
And doing ridiculous jumps, like being able to jump from the bottom island where the fucking Redeemer is to the top of the map to blow yourself and everyone else up. Fuck you.
Yes.
Yeah, that was the fun of the whole thing.
They really knocked it down a bunch of pegs with that. But I think I might try to find that game and fire it up.
Yeah, I was gonna say
now your boy curious. But that's my fucking pick. Yeah.
Okay.
A fucking romp.
This man's the rom-com.
Yep.
My number 7 is a game from this year.
Wild.
Cassette Beasts.
What?
Yeah, this is an indie, boys.
You've talked about this to me before.
I have.
Yep.
Released April 26, 2023. It is just over 6 months old.
Yeah, that thing is fresh.
It is. It was developed by Bitten Studios and published by them, and I believe Raw Fury, I think, is the other publisher.
That's what I feel every day.
Raw Fury? It's not a bad, like, fucking luchador name.
yeah, it really isn't. Did you, before you continue, I shared it to our little group chat. Did you see the thing where it was like, Mucha Lucha?
Yes, it's just...
it's like My Hero Academia for wrestling.
It's just Weeb Mucha Lucha. Yeah,
That's
I
amazing.
saw that.
Yo, I was like, amazing. You're right, but amazing.
You had a line, but it's amazing, and you're right. So basically, the game opens with you make your character, and then your character washes up on a beach.
Okay. Like Insanity Beach.
No, you just wash up on a beach, and there's like a couple boxes, some shit, and you start walking around, and there's a fucking crab with a traffic cone on its back, like it's a hermit crab that moved into a fucking traffic cone.
Huge hermit crab.
Okay.
Called a traffic crab.
Sick.
And this is
I was kind of looking it up. It's a little bit Pokemon.
yes,
bro.
it is. It's a very like 80s, early 90s nostalgia. The soundtrack is really, really fucking good.
I gotta see it. Keep talking.
So you travel up the shore, you get into your obligatory first Pokemon battle, right? Because it's a Pokemon like.
Right.
It's got a bestiary and everything that you can work to fill out. You meet a girl named Kaylee, who is Irish, actually, and we'll cover her more later. But she gives you a cassette player, and you pick between one of two adjectives, sweet or spooky, and that gives you your starter for the game. If you pick sweet, you get a can devil. If you pick spooky, you get Banshee.
Okay, Can Devil. So are they all like?
All the monsters in this game are like fucking hilariously like weird.
Okay, gotcha. So it's like, are they all like related? Because obviously the traffic crab got a traffic cone. Does the Can Devil have cans on it?
No, Candy. That's why it's sweet.
Oh, okay, got you.
Well,
All right.
So some of the monsters have multiple different evolution paths. So you know how like Eevee has all the fucking evolutions?
Yeah.
When you level up a cassette enough times, you can evolve it. Well, you rewrite it.
Yeah.
And depending on, some of them have certain conditions of if they know a move, they'll evolve into this, or you pick an adjective. So Banshee and Can Devil each have two different paths they can go down. Ben Demon is one of the ones for Can Devil. So it can evolve into a vending machine.
Oh, that's cool. That's really
The
cool.
other one is like Mayaz Modrius, I think is the name. And it's a witch that throws like fucking candy coatings at things and does a shit ton of damage.
Okay, that's pretty mean. I like that.
Banshee either goes to Zombleat and Capricorpse, and I forget the other one, but they either become like a ghost sheep or like an earth undead sheep.
Okay, cool.
This is fucking cool,
dude. It does look really cool.
I'm
looking at some screenshots.
The pixel art is like so clean.
Right. That's the other thing. It's very much reminiscent of that early 90s, mid 90s pixel art.
Yeah, they did a phenomenal
This is
job
fucking
with
cool.
that. Okay.
It's only $20 and you can get it on Switch too.
Yeah, I feel like that would be a fantastic Switch game to play.
It's on Game Pass.
I got time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are 6 companions in the game. Kaylee, as I already introduced. Basically, the idea is you meet Kaylee, you do your first battle. She takes you into town and introduces you to the basically acting administrator of the city and also the like leader of the organization called the Rangers. Because you go around the island, you help people, stuff like that. Your goal is to become an actual ranger, and you're trying to figure out how to get home in the meantime.
Okay.
Because the island is called New Whirl. And it's funny because like all the quest names and stuff in this are either lyrics from really famous songs or the names of songs.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah, I like how they're kind of, I mean, obviously cassette beasts. It's
Yeah.
like leaning into the music part
So
of it.
that's also it, right? You record a monster.
That's so cool.
So the cool part about that too is that so basically your character has 2 health bars. They have a monster health bar and then their own health bar. And as long as your character has a health bar, as long as you have monsters in reserve, they can keep going even if the one monster gets taken out.
I like that. Okay.
And it's always you and a partner. And I'll get into the companions in a minute. But basically when you're recording, you go out of monster form. And if a monster's got even a little sliver of health left, as long as you're trying to record it, it cannot be defeated. So you can keep trying and trying and trying until you actually get it, as long as you have tapes to record with.
Okay, so that's actually really cool because I cannot tell you the level of frustration that comes from, especially it's like you meet a legendary, and you got to save it right before that legendary because you're gonna get into that fight and you're gonna risk beating this thing on accident. So now you gotta reset, go all the way back. It's like, oh my goodness.
Well, the other cool part is that even if you defeat like rare monsters like that. Some of them are a pain in the ass because there's one that has like a 5% spawn rate or something like that. It might be lower than that. But there's a spot where you can farm battle, so it doesn't actually take that long. But the idea is that even if you defeat some of the rarer monsters, like the 112 to 120 in the bestiary,
Yeah.
they appear later on the map. Like you can find them because if you go into town, there are people that'll give you rumors. They'll be like, "Oh, this treasure chest was talking," which Miss Mimic is one of the later monsters.
Yeah.
But your 6 companions are Kaylee, an Irish woman, the former right hand of a cult leader. That's her personal quest line.
Nice.
There's Eugene, the self-proclaimed protector of Harbor Town, which is the name of the town you end up residing in. He's seeking to stop a bunch of profit-feeding vampires.
Nice.
Like they just want to become land barons and just charge everyone for everything. Like, they all wear the same suit. All the colors drain from their face. They don't like sunlight. His is really interesting. There's Meredith, who is a Londoner who is obsessed with electronics and very much from the 80s. Because, like, your character's card, it says 21C Earth, 21st century Earth. So our character is effectively us washing up on the shore of this, like, weird interworld.
Right.
Because all the characters you meet are from different worlds. They're from different timelines and shit. Like, Eugene goes into his past, like, his world had this massive war and everything. And then, like, after all that ended, humanity got, like, back together, had to rebuild the world. So his world is a lot less, like, war hungry and everything like that.
Okay, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Like the fact that each character has their own, like, universe themselves.
Oh, it gets better. Next one up, Felix, an artist who works in zoetropes, which... You know what that is?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, okay.
I don't know what that is.
So it's pre-film animation devices.
Whoa.
Like that actually dates back to ancient Greece. And it's cool because his story, one of his childhood creations comes to life.
That's really cool.
And you can get her as a cassette beast.
Yo, that's cool.
And like she shows up as like a challenge you can keep fighting because she'll want to rematch you because she's like, "Hey, I'm stronger now. Let's fight."
I like that. That's kind of like the rival thing.
Yeah, a little bit. Next is Viola from Shakespeare's Twelfth Night.
Whoa.
That's okay.
And it's cool because she actually talks about like learning all this new technology as someone from effectively medieval England.
Wow. Okay, that's I like how like diverse the game is. Like with its tonality to it, like the fact that there's worlds that have a essentially eliminated war, the fact that there's like
what about the Grand Inquisitor from a universe where there's only war? I speak of Warhammer.
Yeah.
I speak of Warhammer.
Barkley, a Pomeranian who arrived with his master and then seeks revenge on the monster that killed his master. And yes, this dog can use cassettes.
Wow.
Does it speak or is
no?
it
Barkley just barks. Barkley does not talk. And it's funny because like, so one of the other parts of the game is that the overworld is a very Zelda-esque style. You fill in the grid map. If you ever played any of the Game Boy Zeldas, yeah, just like that. You go to all the points, you fill out the grid. But it's also got like a very Metroidvania-esque get an ability and you can explore more areas thing.
So it's kind of like eliminating the need for HMs pretty much for getting around.
Yeah, so the way you teach your cassettes new moves is with stickers. The idea you're decorating your cassettes.
Cool. Very cool.
That's fucking awesome.
It's very flavorful.
Like stylistically, that is cool.
Yeah. So the 6 abilities, the first one you get is called Mothwing Glide, which is just you get to glide. The next one is Bullet Dash, which you use to break heavy objects. It's basically a combination of strength and cut.
Yeah.
And you can, if you charge into an enemy, you'll actually damage them before the fight starts.
That is sick. I like being able to like do a little bit of damage. That's like what, weirdly enough, one of my favorite mechanics to put in a game.
Like a preemptive strike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Up next is electromagnetism, which you can either use to levitate or pull yourself up to certain like magnetic fucking things throughout the world, or pull things along with you.
Right.
Divial swim, which Divial is a monster in the game. It's basically a seal wearing one of those 1800s diving helmets on its head.
That is awesome.
Its evolution is Scoobalrus.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Scoring points there.
They really are kind of diving into that the Pokemon naming convention.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The next one is the pumpkin vine ball, which lets you climb because you turn into a spiked ball of vines, and you can climb stuff with it. If you roll into an enemy with that ability active, you actually get a defensive wall at the start of combat.
Okay. That's cool.
And then the last one is Ave Revor Flight, and you just get to basically glide more because you can give yourself more altitude and just keep going up.
So they got some those are very like nice traversal
Yeah.
like moves. That's
Well,
cool.
so as you fight the main bosses of the game called Archangels, which I'm not going to spoil too much about, I will say it's basically like a telling of the Arthurian tales.
Yeah.
So Knights of the Round Table, King Arthur, all that shit. You get more stamina. So you can use all of these abilities longer, which the bullet dash makes getting around the map real easy when you start combining it with stuff. But there's more mechanics here. You actually eventually unlock the ability to fuse with your partner. And because they just added a DLC, the fusion amount is like up to 19,000 something.
What?
Yeah, because here's the thing, right? Monster 1 can fuse with monsters 2 through 141 and so on down the list. It can also fuse with itself.
Oh.
And you get different strengths and abilities based on how you fuse.
That's like the DNA Digivolve stuff.
Or like straight up fucking Dragon Ball.
Yeah. Or also Shin Megami Tensei.
Yeah.
SMT was weird though.
Yeah.
Very much so. But there's also so there are elements in this game. There's your basic air, fire, water, earth. They have astral, which different elements are strong against different things. Astral is this element of space, and it's actually strong against the basic 4 elements. There's electricity as its own element. Ice is its own element. Some of the more interesting ones there's glass.
What?
Yeah. There are actually glass monsters.
So what would that be strong against?
So glass, interestingly enough, is really good against electricity.
That kind of makes sense.
It's non-conductive.
Yeah, that makes
It's
sense.
an insulator. It's good against astral because it's considered a man-made thing, so it pollutes.
Oh, that's smart.
And then it's funny, though, because beast is strong against glass.
Smash.
Pretty much.
It's just Hulk smash.
Smashing glass.
So here's the funny part, right? So if you use a fire type move on a water creature, it gives them a buff. Different elements can give different buffs or debuffs.
Okay.
Like a lot of the astral moves rely on fucking with your enemy's stats and stuff. But if you hit them with a poison move, the pollution element, they go berserk. So they can only attack.
Okay.
So there's a lot of intricacies to the game.
So that's cool. What other types of status effects is there? Because something like Berserk, that sounds amazing. Where it's kind of like the rage type of stuff.
Well, that's the idea, right? So if you give that to an enemy that has the astral type, they can no longer really inflict status effects on you if the status effect does not come from a direct damage move.
Yeah.
So if you have an enemy that likes to give themselves walls or anything like that, you hit them with a berserk status effect, they're just stuck.
Yeah, their game plan is essentially gone.
But there's the equivalent of leech life from Pokemon, where you hit them with a move and you drain their health.
Yeah.
There's certain monsters that have an ability called vampirism, where if the enemy team gets a heal, your monster heals half of that damage. There's stuff like echolocation, where your moves will hit the entire enemy team or your whole team if you're buffing or healing.
Okay. All right. Very cool. Very cool. I like that.
It's kind of wild because you can imagine this probably doesn't have that big of a development team. compared to
something like Pokemon.
Game Freak, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got bodies to throw at it. You got this and that. And like by trying not to mess with the status quo and like I guess now I can't remember where I was drawing the line when we did the Pokemon episode, but now I guess I got a new line.
Yeah.
That it really is, why don't you just push?
Yeah.
Why don't you just come up with something fucking interesting and come out of the box? Because double damage against this, 0 damage against that is like, it's the lamest fucking gameplay mechanic.
Right.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, there are Pokemon likes that are better than Pokemon at this point. Because they're not afraid to shake the fucking shit up.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that's kind of like that systemic of like having something that is not a long established series, something that doesn't have too dedicated of a fan base to the point where like you got to risk making all of them mad if you change too much.
Right.
And it's like, but I think also like developers need to start kind of taking a page from the book of indie developers and say that, hey, at some point the formula's got to change up,
Right.
man.
You got to shake that shit up.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's the biggest thing is like, you know, you see these types of games where it really is just like, you know, the passion of the developer carries it a long distance.
Absolutely.
You know?
Like everything in this game is like a love letter to classic games like that.
Yeah. Which I'm like, I can't help but have a lot of respect for, because I mean it makes it just sounds more interesting even just hearing about it.
It
you know
is.
what I mean?
So here's the thing, right? I will give this caveat. This is one of the few games that has been on Game Pass that I have actually bought.
Okay.
Like
So-
I own this. If they ever take it off Game Pass, doesn't matter. I own it.
Yeah. Plus it's cool to support the developer like that too.
The other one is Fae Tactics, which I'll tell you now isn't on my list, but if we ever do like an indie game episode, I would talk about it.
Yeah.
The other one that's probably going to earn it is Sea of Stars.
Okay. What is that about?
It's a Chrono Trigger like.
Okay.
I haven't actually played that much of it, but it's got that same feel of like it's a love letter to the RPGs of the early 90s, mid 90s.
Yeah. Which are still, I would say,
I
somewhat.
just started Sea of Stars.
What do you think?
Fucking love it.
It's interesting so far, right? Yeah.
Because you played the Chrono Trigger.
Yep.
Yeah, you played it all the way through, didn't you?
Yes.
Okay.
Did you get all 10 endings?
Once I realized that there was more than one ending,
He's like, this is
I'm trying to remember which one I got. Oh man.
because it was DS.
Yeah.
That was
The DS actually added another ending or two, I believe.
Wiling.
Why you gotta add more, dog? But no, that like I like that because I feel like I'm seeing that a lot more these days. Is that, you know, the indie developers who grew up playing a certain type of game that more or less has been lost in the AAA sphere.
Yeah.
You know, you look at RPGs, you look at even JRPGs, and the what made them so great is just being lost because they're trying to appeal, and this happens a lot because, you know, US is the biggest market for video games next to Japan. And, you know, so a lot of times you get Japanese developers trying to like half step, you know what I mean? Where it's like they're not necessarily just developing, you know, their RPGs for their Japanese fans. And then American people also like them. Because mind you, they got popular in America because we also
It's not like we're averse to the intricacies of the systems or like the grind aspect.
That's the funny part, right? The only like JRPG AAA series that doesn't feel like it's strayed too far from its roots is Dragon Quest.
Yeah.
And I fully believe that's because Yuji Horii fully contains creative rights to that series.
Yeah.
Like that is his.
Like Final Fantasy just doesn't do it for me anymore.
Because I played it was Tales of Arise recently. And I didn't play it all the way through, but like it just doesn't, because it feels like Xenoblade Chronicles. It feels like every pseudo action JRPG. It just feels like that. Because I remember playing Tales games, like Tales of Symphonia was a big one. You know, I remember playing Tales
Demon Blade.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It was just Demon Blade. Get that shit.
Well, so there's a couple other ones, right? There's a bunch coming out that sort of fit this same bill as Cassette Beasts, right? Another one that came out was Chained Echoes. That's very much a love letter to that era of RPGs. It's also really, really good. There's Ayuden Chronicle, which is the Suikoden like spiritual inheritor.
Okay.
Because there's I think it's like the 100 Years Rising or something where you have like 112 characters, each with a unique story and everything.
Yeah, that's right.
Bruh.
that's a lot, but that's cool.
Well, like another one is Unicorn Overlord. All these games are coming out with like the stronghold style, build your town, then go out and fight tactical RPG shit that I fucking love. It's very reminiscent of Tactics Ogre and Final Fantasy Tactics.
I can't hate on that though, man.
I don't either. Like, there's a very good chance I'm gonna buy Unicorn Overlord on my Switch, probably, but
which, I mean, that's another thing I kind of like is that, you know, a lot of these games are pretty much tailor-made for the Switch.
Yeah.
Which is really cool because it's like AAA titles nowadays are just really expensive bloatware. And,
well, like, so that's the thing, right? Fucking Call of Duty needs to get better at optimizing their shit.
Yeah.
It might actually be a decent shooter, but you shouldn't need 300 gigabytes.
Dude.
What the fuck are you putting in your game that has to take up a third of a terabyte?
Yeah,
like it's
that's
not
ridiculous.
You're not even putting like saucy skins in there or nothing. Because I can make Unreal Tournament like 300 gigs, but it's gonna be like a lot of nude mods.
Right. But that's just it, right? Like Cassette Beasts, I think, is maybe 5 gigs, if that. So in a 1 terabyte hard drive, I can put fucking 200 Cassette Beast size games.
Yeah, and let's be real, like
your graphics aren't that good.
Nah. Really,
you're not.
Really, Call of Duty has not. There's a lot of really spectacular looking games out there right now.
COD isn't one of them.
No, it's not. It's not. It still has a very average looking, you know, kind of just blasé,
right?
You know,
like, so Fortnite is probably the game with the most space currently occupied on my hard drive, right? And that's just because of the sheer amount of shit they put in it.
Yeah.
But even it's not 300 gigs. I think it's maybe 80.
Yeah, and that's true because that's got a lot of content,
right?
And so really, like, Warzone don't got that much content.
It doesn't.
Be real. It's like it's got one major map that constantly updating, blah blah blah, all that good shit. But then it's like weapons, which should not be fucking 20 gigs each. You know what I mean?
Well, they got to put all the skins, and then you have to individually level them all up.
Yeah,
but it takes 300 hours to get one weapon to max level.
Yeah.
And then you have to grind to level up the accessories too, which is a 300 hours per accessory. Unless you spend money.
The one thing that I would definitely accept,
Microsoft save them.
I would accept a 300 gigabyte file size is if they put more Nicki Minaj in there. Nicki Minaj, Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah.
Ice Spice. There's some weight. There's some weight that would substantiate 300 gigs.
Yeah, there's some bounce there for sure.
And with that, we have reached the end. We are Critical Hit, and that was number 7.
Yes, play them all. Just do it.
I was not expecting a 2023 game.
Yeah, because it's like right now it's kind of an ask to ask somebody to go get a PlayStation 1 copy, however you're going to do it, of Tekken 3. That's a bit of an ask, but it's like Cassette Beast, you can play today, no problem.
$20.
It's like, especially if you got that Game Pass.
And the DLC is only 7.
Damn.
Xbox.
Yeah, Xbox simp. Find us wherever you find your favorite top 10 Xbox simp podcast. Google, Spotify, Apple, iHeart, Pandora, some others. Maybe find it on an Xbox somehow.
Yeah.
Xbox has a YouTube app.
It also has Spotify.
Yeah, it does have Spotify.
Yeah, it's all there.
You can jam your tracks while you play your games.
It's got. You can just listen to us while you play your games.
Yeah, yeah.
You can watch us on the YouTube app on the Xbox. This is just chili.
Yeah.
Crit hit. Or
It's a big bowl of chili.
It's chilly outside.
Hey, we need some likes. We need some views.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do this full time, folks.
Get us on that Twit X, Crit Hit official.
XXX Twit XXX.
Yes. Nice. R.I.P. Tentacion.
Yeah.
New episodes every Friday. Gotta wrap this shit up.
I'm not letting you.
Peace.